And we are live.
Well,
What a great start. Just dying.
hello, audience, and welcome back to another delightful episode of the Daylight Blues podcast. I'm
We
joined again. Oh, we do indeed. I'm joined again by my co-hosts, Will and Tom.
Hello.
And
What's that?
cracking? What's smacking?
Hard to say.
It snowed.
It did snow.
Snow did
So
come
that
down.
means that climate change is wrong. Because that's cold, not hot.
You're damn right.
Trump was right all along. Climate change hasn't.
He's been right about everything he's ever said.
Oh yeah, that was recent, wasn't it? So he wasn't impeached for a second time or something, or what happened there?
I think they're still going through it. So basically, the Democrats are like, wait, which way? No, the Republicans. Those are Trump's people, right? Yeah.
I
Those.
thought they were Martians, but sure.
Okay. The Martians in
Businessmen.
Republican skins are saying that you can't impeach him because he's not president anymore, and that'd be unconstitutional. And then the Democrats are like, "Grew, he bad man. Let's
He
impeach
beat
him."
it anyway, though. They announced that yesterday.
Oh, did they? I must have missed
Yeah.
that.
Yeah.
That's
Nigel
Donald Trump
Farage
2, USA nil.
Mm.
Yeah, Donald Trump beat the system once again.
That's a victory for another minority. A powerful white businessman has finally beaten the system.
Hey, he's an orange businessman.
He's the first orange businessman. Yeah.
How is he going to follow it up? What's his next thing to do now?
Drop a diss track on Biden.
Oh, damn.
I'd say.
What, like MTV Crib style?
Yeah. Get like.
He had like Snapchat stories where he was. There's this Ti song that he's saying, I want no, I don't want no body, but it sounds like no Biden.
Oh.
And so he just put that on with like a picture, all these pictures of like don't vote Biden.
Have you ever seen Boris Johnson's Snapchat story?
I didn't know he had one.
It's like he's not doing it, but like they've hired some dude to obviously like make him more approachable to the youths. But it's so funny. It's like someone's doing like a project filming their dad when they've been like let to his work for the day. It's like this dude standing at the back filming him doing like speeches and stuff, and they occasionally make him speak to the camera, doing Brexit stuff and things. It's so funny. It looks like it looks like a mum. You know when mums take a picture of their toddler for the first day of school?
Yeah.
It looks a bit like that. It'll be like in a high vis and a hard hat on a building site, doing a thumbs up, and it looks like he's on a walking bus on his way to school or something.
Smile for the kids, Boris.
Yeah.
Yeah. Man of the people.
And
So
to be
Trump's
honest,
off the hook.
I think Trump now should like become the head of something else that he's not qualified to be in
The
charge of.
KGB.
The Olympic Committee.
Why not? I'm sure he'd run a great Olympics.
It would be fantastic.
And Mexico would be banned from it.
The Russians would be allowed, but not Mexico. All the
Yeah,
steroids
Mexico
enough
would be banned, but they would
Maybe
be
just Russia and America, and maybe a bit of England.
Russia has the most clean athletes ever on the planet. I've not
I
seen
tested
one.
them all. I
Not
tested them all
one
myself.
drug. I tested them all myself.
Would he make the Mexicans make the stadiums though?
If
He'd send
Mexico
them
want
to
to
the
compete,
wrong-
they'll have to pay for it.
He'd send them to the wrong venue.
Give him the wrong invite. Mexico would be like, Trump, we're here, but no one else is here. And he's like, oh, sorry, mate. You must have got the wrong invite.
It just looks to be me in Cuba. What's up?
Yeah, he sends them to an entirely different country.
Yeah.
Like Kenya or something, suddenly has all the Mexican athletes arrive for no reason. And they're like, why are you here? What's going on?
This is what Donald told us to be.
Trump would add some of the most American sport to the Olympics, like Monster Truck Derby or like WWE or something.
Why is NASCAR not an Olympic sport?
Yeah, because isn't it at every Olympics they're allowed to add like 3 new sports or something like that?
Oh, I thought it was just one.
Oh, I thought it was a couple. Aren't they doing breakdance in it? Like.
Yeah, because everyone got outraged that it wasn't a real sport.
Yeah, and because they're doing esports as well at some point.
What, the Olympics?
Yeah.
Mate, FaZe Clan better start training.
Yeah.
They're going to represent America. Ninja at the Olympics. Oh my god.
We need to up our Rocket League games. Come on.
Yeah.
How would they decide that though? Like, what games are they gonna play? Because if it's
I don't
e-solitaire,
know.
then I could maybe represent England.
Yeah.
If
I
it's
don't
Candy
know.
Crush Saga, then like white mums can all represent every Western nation.
It's
Sat
about
there.
time we had It's about time they had a sport they could excel in.
Yeah.
But why would you want a sport whitewashed with Karens?
Yeah. It gives them something to do.
Stop complaining at the manager.
All the store managers can have a couple.
Yeah, store manager international holiday break.
Oh, because in Brazil they added sevens, rugby sevens, and football, didn't they? So it must be
Yeah.
And golf as well, I think.
What?
Yeah, so they always add a few new sports, and then they take some away sometimes as well, I think.
Like
Right.
Japan had added surfing, I think,
That's
as one
pretty
of the
cool.
sports.
Oh, damn.
So
Yeah, 'cause,
right.
I think climbing is meant to be introduced to one as well. You know,
So
like
that-
speed climbing.
Have you ever seen the videos of that?
It's really cool.
Oh my god, they're like
They're
spiders. They just
Speedy
scurry up.
boys. Yeah.
Right. If you had, if you're in charge of the Olympic Committee, you got to add 3 and take 3 away. Like,
Oh, damn.
what are you going for?
Okay, that's a great question.
I would get rid of a question, but England always win gold, so it helps with the medal tally.
That's tactics there. That's
But
GB first.
synchronized swimming or something, China will be outraged that that's gone.
Are they good at that?
They're good at everything that you can just train
6-year-olds
24
to
hours
do.
a day to do
Yeah.
from the age of 4,
China rule gymnastics.
and diving, stuff like that. Chinese
Yeah.
robots.
Yeah, but if they lose, you never see that athlete again.
I just want to add at least one event that North Korea could win gold in.
Okay.
What sport is North Korea famed for?
Like maybe presidential marching.
They are actually. You could do synchronized marching. You could do like
Oh, they'd
Like,
be.
parade event, if that makes sense. You know,
They've trained their whole life for that.
you know they got like the floor gymnastics where they do the stuff with the bit of string on a stick, the ribbon. That's it. You could do that, but for synchronized marching.
So I reckon
Spectacle that would be.
I'd like to introduce Zorb ball football.
Oh my days, that would be amazing.
I think that'd be great. And alongside that, and we won't mention it, but Sesame Street UFC. And then I couldn't think of a third.
If you introduce UFC though, we know
I'd
who would represent America.
be an Olympic sport.
What was that, Tom?
Paintball.
Painting?
Paintball.
Oh, paintball. That'd be
Get
pretty
that
cool.
in there.
That'd actually be that'd be like watching a Splatoon game or something. That'd be pretty
Exactly. It'd be amazing. It'll be like. I would like to have it in the Olympic Village, and it would be like the episodes of Community where they had the paintball. They just
But
tear
only
up
the
the
paintball
Olympic
athletes know the day. Everyone else has no clue.
So apparently the Olympic villages just become a massive orgy. People just ragging each other left and right.
Really?
What?
Yeah, like the London one, each athlete got given like 2,000 condoms or something.
Oh yeah, because there wasn't ever concern about Usain Bolt because he was hanging out with like Swiss athletes eating chicken nuggets or something like days before the 100-meter final.
I don't know, but I feel like there's a lot of maybe that should be my third sport, an Olympic village orgy.
Is that how do you score that? Is that the team to last the longest or most most finishes? If you get what I'm saying.
Or maybe speed is the aim of the game.
All right. Well,
That's
Maybe most finishes is the one to go for.
Will, I don't think I could call it myself, but let's get our man Trump in and he can.
I'd love if
what
that
makes
was
a winner.
became a sport. Imagine the ref sat in the middle on one of those high chairs they have in tennis, just like watching. There's like 4 orgies going on around him, or the judges. Like,
Don't use your hands.
Actually, I feel like the scoring system should just be like tennis. 15 love.
15 love, yeah. I reckon we should add. I'd love to see a 100-meter sack race.
Yeah.
That'd be
And
great.
at one of my school sports days, there was a on all fours race, and I ate that shit. So I think if we did that again, maybe I could become an Olympic athlete.
Damn. I didn't know you had an all fours race.
Well, we did at sports day,
Hmm.
and maybe they could bring that back. But if you're gonna have a sack race, I think 2 would be too many. Maybe
What about-
just keep it to the sack race.
Yeah.
What about 3-legged? Oh, 3-legged over sack or not?
I don't know. Sack takes up a a unique set of skills I don't think any other event does.
Mm,
Got to jump in a bag.
that is quite. And also, you could get your bag sponsored by like Nike or something. So there's a promotional deal
Oh,
there.
damn. You could get a lot of sponsorship on a single
Donald
site.
Trump would be all
Yeah,
behind
Donald Trump in a sack.
the Colgate
Um,
set.
Donald
Do you
Trump would put it on his head thinking he's at a KKK rally.
Holding a
Oh,
flame
I
torch.
ace this field.
It's not going to end well.
Oh,
Can we
dear.
keep that in? Can we keep that in?
I don't know.
Of course you can.
We'll make an executive decision after the podcast.
Yikes. I can't believe I've already been fired from the podcast 4 episodes in.
Should have watched your tongue, boy.
Oh, God. What sport would you get rid of? Have we done?
Sailing.
Yeah, sailing is actually pretty dull.
Yeah.
The
I always
I
think
canoeing.
feel
it's
like
gonna-
golf shouldn't be an Olympic
I always
sport.
think it's going to be an epic race, and then it's just sort of one guy just catches a good
What?
wind, then takes the lead, and then
If
everyone
we
else is behind.
replace the sailing, no, keep the sailing, but instead of using like posh yachts that rich people have, they have to use pirate ships with a full crew, and they can like fire cannons at each other and shit.
No, they've got like 2 days to make their boat.
Like
with
Scrappy
only
Challenge
the-
or something.
Yeah, with only the tools provided.
Oh,
It'd be
would
like
be
it would like a
sick.
dinghy, not a dinghy. What is it called? A raft race.
I would actually love to see pedalos instead of sailing. Imagine the calves on those athletes. Jam, you're in, mate.
Yeah. I mean,
#1 pedalo athlete for the Wall of the Netherlands.
you could have some sick pedalo as well.
Did you have a swan one? Do you reckon?
Yeah.
Like an orange swan.
Yeah, you'd want it
Oh
to make
my
it
days.
as aerodynamic as possible.
What's the most aerodynamic bird that can paddle?
Like a peregrine falcon diving down.
Did
Or
you
a
know that a
penguin.
lobster is more aerodynamic than a jeep?
Very
You can't
true.
fit the whole family in a lobster, though, can you?
Who knows? You could shell it out.
Surely, though, it's hydrodynamic for a lobster.
Okay, why don't you get loads of lobsters, glue them together, and make your pedalo that way?
And you look like Aquaman, just riding on lobsters.
While that Pitbull song's blaring out of some speakers you built in.
That was such a
Ocean
strange
to
part of the
ocean.
film. I have no clue why they used not. It wasn't even a sample, but the Africa lyrics in that song made no sense.
It made for a banger though.
It did make for a banger. The best thing that the DCU has ever come out with is that song.
Yeah, I think that the best thing the band did was accept the sample request.
Are they still alive, Toto?
I don't know.
Does
Toto, if
anyone
you're still
know?
alive, hit us
Yeah.
up.
Hit us up. Ask to be on the podcast, and we'll see how
You'd
you're
be
doing.
great guest.
We
Yeah.
can bless the rains for you.
In other news, the Super Bowl happened. The Weeknd had a performance. It was memed.
It was
He filmed it all on a GoPro, didn't he?
that was actually. I think the visuals of the Weeknd's performance were quite good.
Mm.
Like you wouldn't mistake it for anything else. That
I thought
Funhouse
because it was
thing-
all live, I thought it was really good.
I thought it was entertaining. I didn't think it was anything special. But I asked my mum. I went out the room while I was on to do something, and I came back and I asked my mum. I was like, "How is it?" She's like, "I don't know. I think he's done 3 songs." I watched it back. He did about 10. I was like,
Really?
Yeah,
"Are you even paying attention?"
He just cut all his best songs down, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what they do for the Super Bowl.
You're only allowed
Um,
like 15 minutes, aren't you?
Yeah. Because that's the thing. Like you're supposed to do it to the time, and they had Bruce Springsteen do it once, and he's famous for his concerts going on forever and ever. And I think he's the only one to ever go over that 15 minutes because he just can't keep to a time frame.
He's the boss, though.
He is the boss, yeah.
And at the same time as well, they had Michael Jackson do one, and he spent the first like minute or so, he like popped up on the stage and just stood there in silence while the crowd was cheering. And everyone was like, "Oh my god, he's wasting a minute of his Super Bowl show just to stand there."
I mean, even if I was just staring at Michael Jackson, I think I'd enjoy it for a minute.
I remember seeing a video the other day because, like, for some reason Michael Jackson was trending because everyone was talking about his star power, and there was just a video of someone at a concert, and they were in the front row, and Michael Jackson just made eye contact with them, and then they fainted.
Jeez, I didn't realise he had that kind of power.
Yeah, that is some strength in those eyes.
No pop star nowadays has that power.
No.
Absolutely not. He's probably still the king of pop now.
That is true.
Do you think in 1,000 years they will attempt to recreate Michael Jackson or resurrect
in a
him?
lab?
Yeah.
Well, they used that statue that's at Fulham.
Wait, Fulham have a statue of Michael Jackson?
Yeah.
Why? Is he a big supporter?
There is no reason.
He was always down at the game supporting Fulham.
Yeah, he's always
He loves it at Craven Cottage.
He even turned up to some of the training sometimes and gave him advice.
He had a trial.
He had a trial. He kept moonwalking though. It was hard to control the ball.
He kept looking at the players in the eyes. They kept just dropping.
Yeah.
The manager thought it'd be a health risk to the rest of the team.
Yeah, but
FIFA
think
banned
about what
that.
it could do to the opposition.
It's true. You can knock
FIFA
out the keeper with a glance. Boom,
Yeah.
he's down.
FIFA said that wasn't fair on the rest of the teams, so they banned him. Only
He'd
athlete.
have, his stats would be awful apart from one. His vision would be 99.
So that eye of Sauron, so I can knock you out.
And if he has to do an initiation song, that would probably be the best one ever.
Imagine him downing pints to the lads after the game as well.
Oh, what would you do to neck a pint with Michael Jackson? What would his drink of choice be as well?
Yeah, that's the thing. I don't know. I imagine he's
probably
probably
douse
someone
the
who
kid in
didn't
Guinness.
drink
He probably likes a cranberry juice.
on the rocks
On the rocks.
Naturally.
with a slice of lime just to tang it up a bit.
You don't need more
I
time.
don't know why. I feel like he likes Jack Daniels.
No, I can't see him as a big whiskey drinker.
I think.
Why would you do Mike like that?
I don't know. He just doesn't strike me as a. I don't know if you count Jack Daniels as whiskey, really.
Well,
but-
it's Tennessee whiskey, isn't it? It's
Yeah,
not the good stuff here. What we
No.
make in the UK.
yeah. There's only one way we can truly find out, which is we do an episode as a seance with Michael Jackson.
Oh.
We ask him this.
Got to get him on somehow.
Someone
Yeah.
buy a Ouija board and we'll get Michael Jackson on. No other podcast has done it. You know, you got to be unique in this game.
I bet
Dog-
Derv or
doggy
someone
dog.
like that tried to get him on there.
True. I mean, if I caption this podcast as featuring Michael Jackson, I think we'll get a lot of views.
Yeah, and maybe a few lawsuits from the Jackson family. Apparently, they were really horrible to him. The rest of the, I went to have you heard of Danny Baker, the radio dude who got fired for that tweet about the Harry and Meghan's baby?
Yeah.
No, but
Yeah.
So I went to. It was a one-man show of him just talking about his life and stuff because he used to be like an interviewer for music stars and stuff, and he met Michael Jackson. Apparently, all the brothers were so horrible to him because they knew he was like the thing and they weren't. Because obviously they started as the Jackson 5, didn't they?
yeah.
And like, can you name me any of the other brothers?
Why did they go from the Jackson 5
I think
to
one of
the
them was
Jackson?
called Tito.
Well, I thought that was the monkey.
Because it was a
Oh,
funny.
no,
No,
it's
that
not.
was Bubbles. Tito Jackson.
That's a cool name to be fair.
The best Jackson was Janet.
She was pretty good.
What about Michael? You know.
Okay, he was a close first, but
What
she
about
was
Percy
good as well.
Jackson? He like defeated.
Nah, he
Hades.
sucked. He
Oh, okay.
couldn't hold a note.
It's the power of Zeus though. Surely that helped in like I don't know the lighting for the shows.
Yeah, but that just means he's a stagehand.
No, I
Yeah.
don't
No
know.
one remembers the stagehand brother, do they?
The stagehand.
The stagehand
name.
brother.
I don't know. They did I think they did Glastonbury a couple of years ago, the Jackson 5, and basically all their voices had gone. But it was
Should
still
it be
quite
the
fun.
Jackson 4 if it was a couple of years ago?
Maybe they recruited another Jackson out there.
Maybe they did like they did with Tupac at Coachella and had a
what's
hologram.
I think they were just called the Jacksons actually. Now that I think about it.
Yeah, that's what I was asking because they went from the Jackson 5 to the Jacksons, didn't they?
Yeah, and Michael Jackson just sort of left them for dust.
He did indeed.
Did you watch any of the actual Super Bowl or just the halftime show?
No, just a halftime show.
Oh,
I just saw the memes from the halftime show.
I can't believe it got memes so quickly. It was even before it was over. People were
It
on
was just funny, wasn't it? Because it was the bit where he was walking down the corridor looking everywhere.
Yeah, I saw a really funny one of someone dubbed over Heath Ledger's Joker, asking where's the Batman? Where is the Batman?
What is this whole bandage thing with the Weekend?
It's because it's an emotional album. He was getting beaten up on the inside, but on the face he was also getting beat up on the outside.
Oh, okay.
That man's thoughtful.
Hmm.
I'm a big Weekend fan.
No, I think he's great. Yeah.
I think if it wasn't COVID times, I'd wonder whether he would have brought out Kendrick to do the song from Black Panther.
Yeah, because usually they're allowed like a guest on as well, aren't they?
Usually they do quite often bring out people. Like Beyonce brought out the other two from Destiny's Child, as they're famously named.
Kelly and Michelle.
Yeah, but what did Michelle do apart from Strictly? Nothing.
She did a gospel album.
No way. She did a Kanye.
Yeah, before Kanye.
Kanye is not original. Well, you would have known.
He's up for the gospel album of the year at the Grammys this year. We're rooting for you, yay!
Imagine that just being like a local choir, and then you got to compete with Kanye West, who's won like 20
He hates
Grammys.
the Grammys though because they didn't nominate Kids See Ghosts.
That is a shame, to be fair.
The Grammys is just rigged at this point.
Yeah.
Yeah, The Weeknd wasn't nominated. What
Weekend was snubbed. Remember when Macklemore won Best
Instead
Rap
of
Album
Mad City.
over Kanye, Kendrick, and a bunch of others?
Hmm.
How did that happen?
Didn't My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy not win as well?
Yeah.
And also didn't To Pimp a Butterfly not win as well?
Exactly.
Yeah, Kendrick only won with Damn.
I swear Mumford & Sons won it one year over like Kendrick or someone like that. Something ridiculous.
In what category? In
Best album.
Oh, okay.
Something like that. It's ridiculous. The Grammys are like the Oscars. It's just rigged.
It's all about the Mobos.
Yeah. What was it where what's the British one for music?
The Brits.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, that makes sense. Because there were lots of big winners not last year. Did they do it last year? Was it last year when Lewis Capaldi, Dave, and Stormzy all won?
Yeah, that's right.
Because Stormzy called it before, apparently.
Because I remember it's always on a Champions League night, and I always just watch the football instead.
They should learn that they're not going to compete.
Champions League is back, right? Or
yeah, day after tomorrow.
Oh, what is different about the Champions League?
It's all of the clubs across Europe.
So it's Europe, okay.
Mhm.
Because what's it called in rugby? Challengers Cup or something.
Who's the reigning rugby? Is there a rugby club World Cup?
What?
The champions of Africa, the champions of Asia.
Oh yeah,
they all play each other.
They all play each other. So like there's the what's it called? You've got the Three Nations. I don't know what it's actually called. Which is South Africa played New Zealand and Australia. And then you got like the Pacific Island ones. It's got like Japan, Fiji, Samoa, Tonga. Which, if you're a Japanese player and you've got to play against those absolute units for however long, you're going to be sore after that. I think there's the African Nations Cup, and then presumably America and Canada play each other a bit with like maybe Mexico showing up. I don't know if Mexico is big on rugby.
Well, Argentina, aren't they meant to be alright?
Argentina have now been included in the South Africa, New Zealand, and Australia one, I think.
Is that not a long way for them to go?
They're it's the same time zone though. They're in the same time zone as South Africa apparently, because they're on the same line or something like that. Something that made sense when I read it. But the thing is now, because of the Six Nations, everyone's been like, "Oh, we should get rid of Italy," which is what they're saying.
Yeah, because people were saying Georgia should be subbed in, right, or something.
But some of the pundits point out that Georgia wouldn't have done much better than Italy against France, arguably worse.
Yeah, exactly.
But
also, it's the history of it. Like Italy have been in it for ages, right?
Yeah, I think they were the last nation to join because I think originally it was the Brexit family of England, Wales, England, Wales. I think it started with Scotland, England with a Calcutta Cup, and I think everyone else joined, but that may be wrong.
Okay.
And then we added France and Italy.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you kick Italy out, then how are they going to get better? You know?
True. Very true.
You need to invite Kazakhstan. That's the sixth nation.
The Kazakhstan big on rugby?
Yeah, Borat
Massive.
introduced it to them.
What is the big sport in like the Middle East? What?
Sorry.
Yikes.
These
Is
are...
that another bleep moment?
They all play football. I don't know. I think cricket, maybe?
Really?
Just feels like a thing they do.
I know they do drone racing in Saudi Arabia.
Oh, damn.
It's the quickest to deliver your Amazon parcel wins.
That's a boring ass sport.
Yeah, it's basically like F1 but like remote control.
I remember before football came back, there was a guy at work that just kept on moaning because he was paying so much for a Sky subscription, and the only thing that was on were Premier League reruns and drone racing. I was like, why the hell would I want to watch this? Well, BT Sport had like a Tetris tournament.
No way.
Yeah.
That would be intense. Imagine watching
You're
that
right.
and getting near the top.
If you have to name your Avengers Tetris team, you're allowed 3 members.
God.
Who are you
What?
choosing?
Crack Tetris team.
I don't know
Yeah.
who's good at Tetris.
You got to
Okay.
make an educated guess, man. The weight of the nation is on your shoulders.
We'll go first.
Oh fuck. I
Gonna-
feel like you know what? I would have one of my entries would be dead. I would have said Stephen Hawkins because I thought he's got a good brain on it.
He can't use his hands though.
No, but it's eye tracking, isn't it? He can be like
I track it.
they can design it. This is how he speaks. They can design.
You've literally
Tetris.
chosen a man who can't really use
No, but
like a joypad.
He'd just stare at the screen, watch the bricks pile up in the middle.
they
He goes
reprogram
up
it
and the
for him.
bricks just start falling down.
Stephen, come on! You got to
He's
rotate
like,
them.
"Go on, bricks, move over."
Right, I'm gonna pick the 16-year-old world champ that won it against the odds.
I mean, that's a great choice, right?
Cheated. We can't just pick real Tetris players.
What? Okay, fine.
I didn't
I'll
know.
have.
Tom's won then if he's got the real champion, and I've got the dead Stephen Hawking.
All right, I'll have Jonathan Ross.
What?
I'll
Why
have.
Jonathan Ross?
I don't know. I feel like he'd be good.
I'm gonna throw out Richard Ayoade. I reckon he plays a lot of Tetris.
Yeah, that's actually. I'd give that a solid shout.
Mhm.
So I'm
I'd back
currently
myself
losing.
at Tetris. I think I'm pretty decent.
Currently, I've got an empty chair, while you've got two people who can actually play.
You've got, and he can't make it today, but here's Steven's spot.
In place of Steven, we have.
Yeah, can I do
No.
like a last call up that they do when someone gets
Yeah, sure.
You gotta put an appeal out into the crowd. Who's willing to come up?
some
And...
random person from the crowd?
Yeah, no.
All right, I'll
Who
switch.
turned up for the tournament?
I'll switch Stephen Hawkins for Bezos.
He's not gonna turn up.
He might do.
Oh, Jeff Bezos.
I've got Prime. He should be here within a day.
That's true. If you order Bezos any day, do you reckon he just turns up at your doorstep in the next day?
I think if you draw like an Amazon parcel on the floor and say Bezos 3 times, he appears in like a ring of fire.
According to South Park, he's sentient. He doesn't even move his mouth when he speaks.
Oh wow!
Just comes out of his giant head.
He perceives us in the 4th dimension.
Oh, he stepped down, isn't he? He stepped down recently.
He's rich enough.
Yeah, he's not the head of Amazon anymore because he wanted to work on something else. Something like that.
Fair enough.
I'm just delaying, but I'm trying to think of good Tetris players.
All right, I'm gonna have Jonathan Ross, Pep Guardiola, and Mike Myers,
What, the
Yeah.
guy from Halloween or the actor?
the actor that voiced Shrek.
Oh, okay.
That's a respectable team.
I feel like Pep Guardiola would be nerdy and good at
Yeah.
chess for no particular reason.
True.
Wait, which one's Pep Guardiola?
The manager of Man City.
Yeah, I know the name. I can't imagine his face.
Bold bloke.
He's an A1 football pervert,
Um,
and now he's going to be a Tetris pervert.
Okay, I'm going in with Richard Iowadi, Rishi Sunak, and Ramesh Ranganathan.
Richie Sunak.
Yeah.
Is that how you
Mate,
think?
that guy knows. That guy knows money, numbers, shapes. He's got it all.
All right, I'll go Bezos, Lorraine Kelly,
Can I recommend Mr. Maker?
Mr. Baker. Who's Mr. Baker? The kids dude.
Yeah.
Nah. I'm gonna bring the big guns actually. I'm gonna bring Ninja. Surely he's got to be good at Tetris.
Damn.
I need
Yeah.
someone to bolster up my team.
He's cracked at Fortnite, my dude. So I'm sure he's good at Tetris.
It's basically the same game when you think about it.
Will, have you seen WandaVision?
No, I haven't.
Ah, interesting.
From
I
the
don't know.
adverts, I've got no interest in watching it.
It's actually quite good. That's what I'll say.
Aren't they doing a similar series after that called What If? Where like
Oh, that's coming out later in the year or next year.
they've literally got so much money that they don't need to bother saving ideas for movies anymore. They can just produce it in like a half an hour episode and be like, that would be cool.
Some of them seem interesting. Like one Captain America is like a zombie dude.
Oh yeah, they've done that as a comic, that whole
Yeah, the What If series, right?
yeah. Oh yeah, of course it is based on. What would you do if you had to if the ghost of Stanley visited you in your sleep and said,
Right, and I had to make a
Excelsior.
novel script.
You've got a what if episode.
Okay.
What
What
would you do?
if Black Widow was actually a tree?
What? As in like just a leather jumpsuit on a immobile tree
Mm-hmm.
with like pistols dangling on two branches.
Yeah, I didn't get very far with that one, but
I didn't get past the
no.
script process. We didn't get very far into the concept.
What if the stormtroopers got to Endor first and turned all the Ewoks into human centipede? And then the Jedi's land there and they're like, oh god.
They're like, oh gosh, not again.
The
Not on
Darth
this
Vader's
planet as
plan
well."
all along.
The thing is though, they'd never seen Ewoks before, so they may just presume that's how they are. Be like this disgusting race, just eating their own feces all the time.
They're like, oh god, what are they doing?
You can have this planet. We don't want to save it. Jesus.
Blow it up.
Yeah, blow it up, please, please.
Luke, can you fix that Death Star quickly? We got to get rid of this one.
Just send him some coordinates on WhatsApp. Send him a pin. Blow that up, Luke. Blow that up.
Snap map it to him. Get
Wow,
rid of this one. Be Gunther.
This is where the rebel base is.
Yeah, if you hid it in an Ewok human centipede nation, I'm sure no one would find it.
That would be terrifying. Would they still be holding spears and stuff? Because then it would look like that would be even more terrifying.
I think they'd probably get taken away because otherwise they might be able to get themselves out of it with the spear.
Presumably, you'd have the chief at the front. You know, the one with the big like.
He's got the one with the slingshot should be at the front.
Oh, what? The one that has a name. Warwick Davis. That's who played it. I can't remember for the life of me. Remember what the Ewok's actual name is.
So, are they permanently stuck together, or do they get a lunch
Together,
break?
don't they?
A lunch break? They're already eating all day, Jam. Don't need a lunch break.
Oh no. They get a
Also,
breathing break.
You wouldn't want a lunch break because then whoever's behind you is going to get that second hand.
Oh Jesus! I've never seen the films, but they don't poo into each other's mouths.
I watched it with Tom Hayes.
Oh God!
Are we talking about Star Wars or?
No,
Human
human centipede.
I was like, how have you never seen Star Wars? And no, there is no scene where they poop in each other's mouths. I don't know what you've read in the reviews.
Not yet.
Not yet, yeah.
I don't know. Jar Jar Binks looks like a suspicious creature to me.
Mm. Misa human centipede. Mm. He's got a long tongue as well. Just putting that out there.
Oh no, please! I don't want to think about Jar Jar Binks in that way. Can we move on? This is-
So Tom, how did Marvel approve of that script? Did they like it?
I'm yet to hear a response.
Just to block that
Any minute
email account.
now. I just
You
keep
know what?
updating my
I've just
emails.
got a response back from my offer. They've told me out of the offers we've received, this is we're greenlighting Tree Scarlett Johansson over human
Over Ewok human centipede.
Ewok centipede.
Ewok centipede. Oh, it's off the rails.
I don't know. I just feel like it'll be a worthy spin-off.
It would be a spin-off in the
The ghost of
broadest
Yoda.
sense.
The ghost of Yoda's there, just laughing and crying and eating Tic Tacs.
Yeah, Yoda didn't live 900 plus years to see that.
I think he died
This is-
because he knew that was going to happen. He's
this is
like, I
what he
don't
was
want to stay
working-
around for this.
This is what he was working his whole life to prevent. He spent
Yeah,
900 years.
that was the
And
last
the
straw
day he
for
stopped.
Yoda.
It's the day it happened.
He spent most of his life on Endor, just slapping the Ewoks away from each other. No, come on.
Someone's got to keep them in control.
Yeah. Imagine, with all the technology that's been left by the stormtroopers and stuff, Endor must be pretty, like, they must have upgraded by now. You know?
Hmm.
I think they've gone from spears to laser guns.
Yeah, they left the tech behind.
Must be doing pretty well.
They've mechanized.
Mechanized, yeah. They gentrified Endor. Now a big
Yeah.
housing estate.
They should do a series like Into the Estate of the Wookiees or something. I don't know. Do you reckon they'll have like rivalries, different Wookiee clans? Sorry, not Wookiee, Ewoks.
Oh, what, Wookiees versus Ewok?
No, wait, I'm confusing Wookiees and Ewoks now.
Yeah, there's about 3 foot difference between them at least.
Yeah. So
You'd never
Chewie,
catch. Yeah,
Chewie's a Wookiee, right?
yeah, Chewie's a Wookiee.
Yeah.
You'd never catch any human centipedes on Kashyyyk, though. That's
No,
an
the
Endor.
Ewoks are the yap people.
Yeah, the tiny ones.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, you go. What's your what if?
I've actually been thinking whilst I've been scarred by the image of one giant Ewok.
With many legs.
I don't know. I don't think I can beat human centipede Ewoks. It's burnt into my imagination now. What if all the Avengers just got a normal job, you know? What would they
Like
do?
in a kebab shop, like in a shawarma.
Yeah, I can see like Captain America working in a kebab shop or something.
Mhm.
Or like,
I mean, Spider-Man already had a real job, didn't he? He'd fit in fine.
yeah, what if like one day like an alien came or something, they all just like, nah, booked it off for holiday.
They would make the best delivery service, like food takeaway.
I suppose Tony Stark already had a real job. I feel
Yeah,
like
he was a nerd.
somehow I feel like my idea is worse than a tree wearing a leather jumpsuit. And I'm not proud of myself.
But still better than
The abomination that Tom came up with, yeah.
I feel it would get many views.
So what? The Avengers just turn up to Ewok.
I'd go to that premiere.
To Endor, throw up, leave.
They try and fix it. They can't. The Ewoks like it too much.
So they blow it up.
So they just blow it up and leave.
Eradicated that thought out of the.
They give it a snap.
Yeah.
And bam. On to the next one.
Thanos was just
Goodbye.
trying to deal with overpopulation. He didn't do anything wrong.
And then the pandemic came after that.
Whoa.
Maybe Thanos caused the pandemic.
It's not killed half the population though. Yeah,
No.
He'd be mad.
he'd be bad.
This is so ineffective.
Imagine if that'd be such a terrible film. If instead of when he snapped his finger, like everyone turned to dust, he snapped his finger and then a virus slowly spread through the population. The film would be like 6 hours long.
And there would be no conclusion.
Who would you think if you had to like swap out Avengers for real life, like let's say politicians, who would be who?
Okay.
I feel
Well-
like Merkel would be Iron Man.
I don't know enough politicians, I don't think.
My boy Rishi Sunak is Doctor Strange.
Yeah, because he's
Um,
pulling money out of nowhere, isn't he? So that is a magic trick.
Hey.
Vladimir Putin is a stereotypical villain anyway.
Kang the Conqueror.
He'd live in a castle, probably have a robe on.
You're making Vladimir Putin sound like Bowser or something.
He could be a great Bowser. Imagine
That's
Bowser with a Russian accent.
Yeah, can we not introduce politicians to the next Super Mario Bros? That'd be great. Have them fight.
Have a little politician section. You've got all the...
You could have it more like Mega Man. If you defeat them, you gain their ability. So like if you defeat Putin, you can just change the truth.
What would Biden's power up be? You know, when you get
Britain
to
Rigging
bones.
His crime family that rigs elections.
No, if you beat Biden, you like lose 3 lives or something and just become a one-hit kill. You don't want to defeat him. You want to let him defeat himself.
Mm.
Kim Jong-un could just have like roll a cheese wheel at someone.
You know, like in the original Mario where he's rolling down the barrels.
Yeah,
Cheese
exactly.
wheels.
That's great.
To try and get to Kim Jong-un's palace.
Mm.
You never will.
I imagine the North Korean version of Mario, you actually play as Kim Jong-un. The only problem is every time you jump, you land, you break your own ankles because you're so heavy. Game over.
That's an earthquake right there.
Yeah. We should try and get him on.
Mm. Kim, if you're listening.
Oh, please.
He's always listening. They're always listening to everything. What did you just take a picture of?
That's none of your business.
Oh.
Oh, okay. Tom is selling our secrets to Kim right now.
I've got an image I've just hand drawn that I need to send to Marvel.
Oh no. Concept art is not what we needed.
The concept alone was enough.
It's vivid enough image. You do not need to commit that to paper. Imagine if you're the poor intern at Marvel, just reading for the intern. You see this email, new
Brighten
idea.
up his day because it's probably most of the stuff's just like,
Just
oh,
vomit in the bin.
can we have an Iron Man and Batman movie and they clash universe anyway, so that wouldn't happen, but whatever. And he's just like, bam, can we have like a?
What? An Endor and the Marvel Cinematic Universe don't clash.
But I feel like it would be more interesting.
That poor intern, he's waiting for his big shot at the Marvel HQ, and he's
Boss,
going through-
look, we've got a great idea. Look at this.
Now, do you know what's popular? Ewoks and the Human Centipede. So I was thinking, just combine them.
Wait, so he's stealing my idea? No.
I don't know. Did you have you copyrighted this? Because I feel like a lot of
Yes.
people.
Marvel's out there listening, and
Don't even try. Don't even try and steal that.
Imagine being the actor for that. Right,
Well,
we're gonna
lucky
put.
Who would you cast as the lead role?
What is the lead role? Is it the front of the centipede? I don't know.
The Jedi who has to blow up the planet.
Oh,
Oh man, Richie Sunak, why not?
Richie Sunak. Richie Sunak's getting a lot of love this episode.
Rishi, if you're out there.
I can imagine him in a robe, like with a lightsaber. Being like,
You will be furloughed this summer.
Darth, if you strike me down, the economy
Whoever
will
plays-
longer.
Whoever plays Django, probably an old man.
I can imagine Jacob Rees-Mogg as the Emperor. Just sat in the chair.
What, controlling the Ewok? Ewoks.
It was his idea all along.
Yeah.
These poor Ewoks.
The stormtrooper's like, I don't want to do
Just sewing them together and crying.
this.
He really got the short end of the stick, that poor trooper.
This is not why I joined the Empire.
Yeah. I thought we had liberal views.
And he just takes his helmet and walks off.
Yeah.
And it's in fact Josh Widdicombe.
What?
Maybe this is a Finn prequel. This is why Finn left the Empire.
Yeah, but you find out why Finn left the Empire. Weren't they like shooting up a village for no reason?
No, that came after.
That
Fake
was the
news.
last straw. He was
Yeah.
like, oh, if there's another Ewok gate, I'm out of it.
Ewok gate. It's like the Emperor's been making us do some weird shit in the last 3 years.
Has anybody checked that the Emperor's okay? I don't remember this being on the mission last week. Why the fuck are we going to Endor? What's going on?
Got a special mission this time.
Snoke has not taken his medication today. What the fuck are we on here for? Why are we sewing Ewoks together?
Guys, I told you this bloke had schizophrenia. Come on.
It's all part of the mission.
For the Empire. So screaming Ewoks together.
No, please no.
Oh god.
No wonder they were so mad in that other film at the troopers. They're like, shit, they're back. Don't let them near you.
Run! Everybody run! The Ewoks were a peaceful nation before.
Then why do they all own spears and slingshots? I don't buy it.
Their founding fathers got sewed together.
Oh god,
They
of
were
course.
just trying to defend themselves.
They won't let anyone go anywhere near them anymore.
They had to become tribal, otherwise they
Yeah.
wouldn't survive.
How often do we see the persecution of indigenous groups? It's just not. It can't go on anymore.
Sweet Jesus.
Poor Ewoks.
Oh man.
I'm gonna do a quick outro. So thank you very much, guys, for listening. Sleep well. Don't think of things too hard, and
We're sorry.
we hope to hear you next week. Bye, guys.